some sense of how I would operate internationally, the kind of vision I want to project about America to the rest of the world, to maybe explain how our interests are connected, to make an assessment of Iraq and Afghanistan, and to thank our troops. So I think that we accomplished our goals. As I said, I think on the way back, we anticipated that at a time when everybody's back home is worried about gas prices, that they wouldn't necessarily provide us immediate political help. But I think if I'm successful, then it would help government. Anyway.
Yeah, you've got the conversation back on board, substantive development, now that we're only talking about
after the week of Brittany and Paris, I hope so. I mean, last week I think was just a series of distractions. It felt like I guess it's a squid that sent out ink.
Think about the tenor overall of what's going on now. Do you think it's getting
look,
than you thought?
No, I mean, this is something that I've been struggling with since this campaign began. John McCain, at least since he made that speech in Houston before the oil executives, decided that offshore drilling and drilling generally was going to be his calling card when it came to energy policy. I fundamentally reject that as a long-term solution and even as a short-term solution to our problems. I would argue that my approach to alternative energy is much more aggressive than his, and my approach to efficiency is much more aggressive than his. He's got some of those components, but that's not his central emphasis. I think there's some overlap on things like nuclear power, for example. I think that there's room for America to invest in getting that right and figuring out how to deal with the waste more effectively than we do. But you're also right, though, that some of it has to do with the politics of this. How much truth-telling is there to the public about what needs to be done? If you're out there saying a gas tax holiday is a key part of your energy agenda, then I don't think you're being honest enough with the American people that you're going to be able to move the hard stuff once you're in office.
Wouldn't some people say the same thing about the Strategic Petroleum Reserve?
Well, I historically have been very hesitant about that. But the idea of a swap actually, I think, has merit in terms of just short-term effect on prices. I offer no sort of suggestion that in any way that it's going to make a long-term impact on the fact that demand worldwide is going up and supply is flatlined at best. And we're going to have to make some enormous adjustments. So the question is, if we're replacing some light crude coming out with some heavier crude going in, is that going to have some effect on short-term supplies to provide people some relief? I think that's very different from saying we're going to raid the highway trust fund and there's no prospects of immediate relief. We drove out to the girls' godparents who cooked, and I just sat in the lounge chair in the lawn and drank a beer. And the girls took out their iPod player and they played Beyonce and the Jonas Brothers and danced barefoot in the grass, and I just watched them. And I did that for I think about 2 hours. And then ate and had more beer. Yeah, the Jonas Brothers, they seem wholesome enough as these things go. Initiate to. Yeah. I mean, it's just, let me put it this way. The Jonas Brothers are having a concert in Chicago at the same time as the convention, or in the week leading up to the convention. And they're not just thrilled that we're for choosing the convention over the Jonas Brothers concert. It's not going over that well. Okay. Maureen Dowd will write a story about you now. You take it. Oh, let's go.
Wow.
That did it, huh?
Absolutely. Don't want to be elitist now. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, more's coming, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. Especially the photographers, camera guys. You know you're going to get some cake.